Hello, and welcome to the Kosh. I'm your host, Timber Smith, and once again, we are super excited to be here, and I'm super excited about my guest who is here with us this week. But before we jump in, I just want to send a personal shout out to all of the candidates. We are past the election. I want to say I'm thankful we were lucky enough to have a number of candidates who decided that they would come on to the Kosh and share a little bit about themselves. And to me, that helped make the Kosh listeners a little more informed, and it's much appreciated. So big shout out to those who were in the election, and congratulations to those that won, and keep your chin ups to those that did not. All right, so moving on into the guest. Once again, I'm super excited about who we have this week. This week we have Nicole Waltemath. Nicole, how you feeling over there?
I'm great. I'm excited.
Are you excited?
I am. I'm excited to see you, selfishly.
Yes.
I love the podcast, but I'm like, oh, I get to go see Timber.
Hey, you know what? Timber is much happy about that. You know, what can we say? Me and Nicole, once again, I know Kosh listeners, you've heard me mention my old church called Cranky Pat's that I miss. I miss Cranky Pat's very, very much.
Yes. Preach.
Preach. And we are in search of a new establishment.
We are. And, you know, we have some time because everything kind of shut down for a while, but we're not thinking about it.
No, I think about it quite often because, I mean, I haven't gotten to the point quite yet that I'm ready to go start frequenting a drinking establishment yet.
Same. I got one jab, though. Yeah. Getting close.
So did we get one shot?
One. Next one is 2 weeks, I think.
Hey, look, you definitely get shots. The shot is so important. I would like to encourage all our Kosh listeners out there. It's open to the public. It's available. It's not hard to set up. I actually got 2 shots myself, so I'm pretty happy.
Applause for you.
Hey, we didn't make that happen. So I would like to encourage those, and it's not hard to do. You know what? I'll even throw the shot out there. If anyone is having problems trying to figure out how to find where the shot is, email us at Ask the Kosh, and I can put up some links.
Yeah, it was easy. I went to Sunnyview. It was a really good operation. It was smooth. It was fast.
I used the university.
All right.
The university made it super easy.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, Nicole, let's jump in a little bit. Can you share a little bit of something about yourself, and what is your connection to the Kosh?
Yeah, so I probably should have counted the number of years I've lived here, but it feels like forever. I was born in Necedah, Wisconsin. I don't know if anyone knows where Necedah is.
What is Necedah?
You likely drove through there on the way to somewhere else. It's, like 800 people, and
800.
Yep. And I'm from a huge family in a small town, so I graduated with 34 people. I was related to 4 of them.
I'm loving that.
Yeah. But and then came here for school, UW, and never left. So I've been here my daughter's in her 20s, so 20 plus years. Yeah.
Been here a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm liking that. Necedah. All right. So Necedah is definitely one of them places I know nothing about. Yeah. Is there anything that Necedah is popular for?
There is a little bit of notoriety. There is something that started in Necedah. It's kind of weird, called the Shrine. Have you ever heard of the Shrine?
No.
So it was this, I'm probably going to not be completely accurate with my information, but it was religious organization. This person had claimed, I believe the story goes, claimed to have had visions from the Virgin Mary or something. And then all these people congregated in Necedah and, lived there and worshiped there, and they had their own church and their own school, and it's still around, but, all but dissolved. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I don't think it's weird. I'm just unfamiliar.
Yeah, well, it's a town that small, and then to have people come from everywhere just to be a part of the shrine.
Be a part of the shrine.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So,
hey,
weird
that's
fact.
cool.
I don't know.
Weird fact. Hey, well, no, I don't know if that's a weird fact. Hey, what I will just say is there are so many nooks and crannies of Wisconsin that I am just ignorant of. And so we'll add Niceta to that. I'm going to try. Wait. For whatever reason, I'm interested in how do you spell Niceta?
Necedah.
Okay. Yes. I'm not sure I've seen that on a sign.
Yeah. Highway 21. It'll get you there.
It'll get you there. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay. Are you ready to jump in?
Let's do it.
To the first segment. Okay. First segment. What in the world is going on with? So that is where you start off with the phrase, what in the world is going on with? And you finish it. So what do you got, Nicole?
All right. So I got a weird one I've been pondering, thinking about. It's kind of perplexing me because it's come up in different ways a couple times in the past couple of weeks, but sizes. What in the world is up with sizes?
Ooh.
And it sounds weird, so let me explain. And maybe I sound like an old curmudgeon, but okay, not much of a shopper, but trying to buy clothing. So I don't know if men have this problem. Women,
oh yeah,
like a large is not a large is not a large.
You know? Oh, facts.
Like I don't know if they need to put like I'm Wisconsin large. I'm not Miami Beach large. I don't know how to make that work, but it's impossible, especially when you're buying clothes online. You know, it's like, and I hate shopping for clothes to begin with. But yeah, sizes. We were up in the UP last weekend. Went through a drive-through so Mike could get an iced tea, a large. It was like a half gallon of iced tea in this cup. You know, I'm like, what?
Oh,
Who can a large just be a large or? Yeah, sizes. Like an ounce is an ounce, a mile is a mile. Why can't we find some sort of this is a large, this is a small? I don't know. And when people decided that it was desirable to like fit as much toilet paper as possible on a single roll.
Oh my God, yes. Yes.
I was buying toilet paper. I'm like, I wouldn't even be able to put that in my bathroom.
I have a love-hate relationship with the large roll toilet paper.
Yeah, when did that become a thing?
Apparently during pandemic times, because I'm not gonna lie, there is rolls of toilet paper that did not exist pre-pandemic, as far as I'm concerned. They're so big you can't get them on your toilet paper your toilet paper roll holder.
Exactly. So renovate your bathroom to.
Basically, you gotta get a new holder for those. I'm not gonna lie, but here's my love-hate with it. Like, I love the fact that there is a lot of paper on it, but the frustrating thing is it doesn't fit on the holder.
Right. And maybe parents, you know, because it doesn't get changed and you're like, all right, put more on there. You got to change it. I don't know. It's weird to be talking about toilet paper, but I went to the store and I think it was like 6 rolls on one. What? That's a thing? Who wants that?
6 rolls. You aren't kidding. And I laugh because I bought one of those 12 packs of those rolls.
Did you really?
Yes, I totally did.
And you're still on the first one?
Hey, they do last. I give them credit. I don't think they are lying to me. I feel like they put a lot of toilet paper on that roll. All right. I'm going to give this the first time that we've had a TP conversation on the Kosh, but you know, this is the Kosh, so real people, real topics.
It's appropriate to the time.
It is appropriate to the time. I love your sizes thing. Here's what I'm going to say for men and sizes. I don't mind, because what I actually think happens with men is they might move a size up so it's a little bigger. So like, I wear an extra large. I don't feel I'm an extra large man, but it makes me feel good that I am, because I wear an extra large t-shirt. So I'm about that life.
Yeah. I know. Little standardization. That's all I'm asking for.
Just a little standardization. I feel you on that one. Okay. Well, cool. What in the world is going on this week is the George Floyd trial.
Yes.
Have you watched any of that?
I have, and at some point I had to kind of step away. Well, tell me your thoughts, Timber, because it's your what's about. So.
I am okay with what is happening, and the main reason I am okay with it is, you know, I can't say, I don't know if they've really televised other trials to this level right now. You know, I mean, of
Sure.
course there was the OJ and stuff like that, but I mean, a trial where it was the officer and a black male and things of that sort. I don't know if they've ever put it on TV the way that it's being put on TV in recent times. But the thing I've been watching segments. I haven't been watching all of it, but there's, if I'm home working remote, I do turn it on and tune in. And the one thing I think is different this time compared to other times is the officers coming out and being like,
Yes.
yeah, that ain't our protocol.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't do that.
That's not what we do.
That's not what we do.
No, and that has been refreshing. It's
I appreciate that.
yeah, and it's the other where it gets hard to watch or where you're on social media or whatever. What bothers me about it is where the blame gets placed. That I think is bothersome for me. Like he this or he that. Like that doesn't excuse anything. That should never play into this.
It shouldn't, because he's not on trial. He's
right,
dead.
Exactly.
I mean, he's dead.
Bruh.
Yeah. And it wasn't because he was threatening someone's life or safety or anything of that nature. That's what's so hard to watch sometimes is how the wrong person gets put on trial or questioned. And I don't know if it's to make people feel justified in the way that they think or I'm with you.
I just have my whole thing is this. Look, I've got friends who are law enforcement, close friends. I respect the job. It's a hard job. It's not something everybody can do, and it comes with a level of responsibility many of us do not understand, and it's bigger than the job. It's a lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Because you can't turn that off.
Absolutely.
You can't turn that off, right? But I do, where I have a problem at times is at the point in which if a person if it's a nonviolent crime and they have no weapons, no one should end up dead at the end of it.
Like this is all logic, right? This should be common sense.
I'm just saying. That's just where I'm at with it. No one should end up dead at the end of it, and that is my biggest thing. My biggest problem with it right now are those who are like, he would have died anyway. So you're trying to tell me that if there was no knee on his neck prior, that man was just going to fall over and die.
Exactly.
That wasn't going to happen. Take the knee out of the equation.
Right.
George Floyd lives to the end of that day.
And why that shouldn't be a question even. Maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't have. That's not what happened.
Right. But it's a thing, and it's a thing. And I just don't understand that view because, without that, and, while I was watching the trial, there was a time now, they figured out that during that whole episode that it wasn't even the 8 minutes and 46 seconds that they thought. It was over 9 minutes. And they said the amount of pressure scientifically that would have been on his neck for those 9+ minutes with the cop's weight and the weight of his holster and his belt and handcuffs, gun, whatever a officer normally has, would have been 176 pounds of pressure. Oh my God. So 9 minutes with 176 pounds of pressure on one's neck. I don't care who you are, unless you Superman, that's putting anyone down.
Right. And unnecessary.
I don't think it was necessary. Now, look, I'm not trying to defend him for who he was, but it still doesn't come to the conclusion of warranting death.
Right. And it is I watched listened to your episode with your friend from University Police, and just the way he approaches law enforcement, it really is from a place of community and protecting and serving. And I think most of law enforcement is like that. What spun so out of control within this person is frightening, because it may have been your neighbor or your daughter, or it's frightening.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. And I agree with you 100%. vast majority of law enforcement are following the rules. They're responsible. They're heroes. The whole nine.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. But once again, law enforcement is human.
Yeah.
And humans make mistakes.
And you need to be accountable for that.
And we should hold anyone, regardless of the job at hand, accountable if you make a major faux pas.
Exactly. I'm with you.
Yeah. All right. So that was what in the world is going on with. I'm eager to see how the rest of that trial goes. We'll see how that goes. I have a lot of people in my life right now who are like, he's not going to get convicted. But you know what? I'm going to be honest. This is the one that I think is not going to slide.
I certainly hope not. I don't know if it's the pandemic or all of the things that have transpired in the last year, but just the amount of voice that has come to things like this situation. Around the country, just for this one man, but it wasn't about that one man, it was about
the situation,
inequity and so I hope you're right, because boy, I'd hate to see the result of, I guess, whatever the verdict is. There's gonna be some things to talk about, probably. I
think no matter what happens, there's going to be a serious conversation, just like there is at anything that is major in those scenarios, and I welcome that conversation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. By no means. What I would always want to say to people who, there's that side that pushes back on this whole thing. George Floyd didn't choose this.
Right.
He didn't choose to be the poster child of this situation.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm sure if it was up to him, he'd rather be alive.
Nor did his family choose all of this, and I'm sure they'd rather he was alive as well.
And so, he is a flawed person. But let me, I'm not a religious man, but let me go a little biblical. He who wants to cast the first stone.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Show me the person without some skeletons, right?
That's right. Particularly in Wisconsin.
Yeah, yeah.
We done all did some foolish things.
We're not talking about those here.
Oh,
That's
okay.
A different time.
We'll keep it moving. Bruh. All right. So we're going to move into segment 2. Segment 2 is word association. Nicole, this is where I throw out some words and you just tell us, what's going on in your mind with these words. What comes to the mind. All right, you ready?
Ready.
All right. Food.
Yes, please.
Agreed.
No, I have to say food because it's been on our mind for a while with being cooped up, and fish fry. I want to go to a Friday fish fry. We miss them.
Oh.
It's like, that's the one thing I'm looking forward to is the supper club, the old fashioned, the deep fried fish. And, I'm waiting. I know everybody's line through this in the sand has been very different for us. We've been pretty hunkered down and pretty careful, and no judgment on anybody else's choices. That's just where we have chosen to draw our line. We have our little bubble of friends or whatever that, or my daughter, and it's just really been about trying to get through it. And we're kind of introverts anyway. We like to stay home and stay in, but we're missing our fish fry.
I'm feeling you on the fish fry. You didn't even decide that you would go out there, throw on the mask, and go hit it for Good Friday, huh?
No, I'm not Catholic, so.
Well, I ain't Catholic, but I like a fish fry. I'm about that life.
Yeah, we're this close. Like, we ended up, I don't know, before pandemic, we had traveled out to Wentz and hadn't been there, and we love Wentz. Like, it is the...
Shout out to Wentz.
Yeah, it is like the pivotal supper club feel when you're in that place, and you can tell it's family, the hostess and the waitresses, and, you can just tell it's a family operation. It's just what you think of when you think of a supper club, and it's on the water. So yeah, it's cool.
I traditionally on Good Fridays, my brother and sister-in-law, the Weisses, we usually go and do the nice little fish fry because they live close to Wentz, and I got much love for Wentz. I don't even mind that 30 to hour wait,
right,
elbow to elbow,
exactly,
with a Bloody Mary or a old fashioned in my hand as I wait to get seated. You know, Wentz just has a feel.
They do. It does. Yeah, and it is. It's like the old time, like cash only, right? You have to go to the ATM there. And
that's right.
No checks.
They
no
don't
cards.
play them games.
Yep. We're in and out. They turn them.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that. Okay. Cocktail beer.
Beer. I'm a beer gal.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we got a favorite?
I got my staple, you know, like my go-to, my Heineken. Just, you know, when I was younger, I could drink all the dark beers or the IPAs. I'm too old now, Timber. I just get headaches.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
But I do love, you know, like sour beers. Love those. And help me, Fifth Ward. They make some great sour beers.
I haven't gone to Fifth Ward yet.
Oh, soon.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Yeah, patio will be open, and they got great beer. They make great beer there.
Do they? Okay. Yeah. I'm going to. My goal is a Fifth Ward trip before a Herd game.
Oh,
I'm about that
perfect.
life. Yeah. All right. So shout out to Fifth Ward. You know, hey, if you would like to, you'd actually like to sponsor Timber and Nicole coming down there and having a couple cocktails, we are about that life.
There you go.
There we go. All right. Netflix.
Yeah, we aren't super tied to anyone's streaming, but Netflix, I would say Schitt's Creek comes to mind because I don't know if you watched that. We loved that show. It's such a hilarious, feel good. We binged that. I'm sad it's over, but yeah, and you know, Dan Levy and Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara, like it's just brilliant. It's brilliantly written, but we don't watch a lot on Netflix. We ended up so we're weird. We got Acorn and BritBox, so we watch a lot of British TV now.
Oh, so are you those British humor people?
No, I'm not. Mike is. He likes the British comedy. The one that I love is Absolutely Fabulous. I would say that's my go-to British comedy, but we watch all the cop murder mystery sorts of shows. And it's weird because they don't have guns. You know, like it's not, these cops just storm into places and they don't have guns. Like,
so what do they storm in with?
Words, I guess. Bruh. It's just culturally very different to watch. And if you're not really thinking about it, you're like, what? If this was American movie or something, they would go in with like guns a-blazing. Like, no, they just talk it out. It's really weird. Not to say they don't, but, you know, I would recommend, like, I don't know, Acorn's like $5 a month. We binge.
All right. I appreciate that. I've heard of Acorn. The only thing I can actually say when it comes to British TV is, and this is going to be a tell, the only thing I know about British TV is called Benny Hill. Okay. If y'all out there know what Benny Hill is, you know, give a secret woot woot. That's all I know. All right. Amazon.
Netflix you. What's your Netflix?
Here's the thing. I don't really watch Netflix, but I don't have cable, so we stream everything.
We just gave up our cable.
Yes, we are on Sling TV. We got Hulu. You know, really, I'm gonna be honest. The only thing we probably don't got is Disney, and people keep telling me I need to get Disney. I ain't ready to get Disney.
Well, and then it turns into cable because you got this streaming, and now all of a sudden you're back up to $200 a month.
Well, look, I have not gotten close to there. You know, I'm navigating this. What I would like to say is wisely. I've been a wire cutter for a long time.
Ooh, all right.
So I gave up cable I don't know. I feel like it's been at least 4 to 5 years.
Okay.
That Sling has been out, and you know, I had that cable surprise. You know what the cable surprise is?
Oh, is that when you get it in the mail that 1 month and it's
Right. They give you like that contract.
Sure.
It's either a year or a 2-year contract, and then after 2 years, all of a sudden it's like $226, and it's like, oh yeah, here you go, it's $226, and it's like, I don't need $226 of TV,
and I don't even have HBO. What's going on here?
and I'm gonna tell you, I did some research. And what I learned during the time that I researched when I was going to cord cut, right, and I was going to give up cable, I learned that the average person only watches 5 channels.
It's true.
Yeah. And so I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I only watch 5 channels. And then, talk to the wife. She only watches 5 channels. And the daughter at the time when she lived with us, but let me stress again, empty nester.
Mm-hmm, same.
So she ain't here. Number 2, I like
same.
To
We're in that.
We're in that, right? And so, like, there's only like 10 channels I really need to pay for.
I like the murder shows. I like the food shows.
Yeah, see, I'll tell you where we got. I could go super cheap on streaming except for one problem. You know what that is?
No.
Hallmark. Hallmark Christmas movies are the weakness in our house. Hallmark
for
Christmas
both
movie.
of you?
I ain't gonna lie, I love a good Hallmark Christmas
right.
movie. Look, I shouldn't be telling the public this stuff, but I'm gonna go ahead.
Out.
Secret is out. Timber loves a good Hallmark Christmas movie, and you know why? Because they make you happy.
They make
That's
you
it.
feel good.
They do.
It's like Cinderella's story.
Yeah, I love a good small town. And you meet the old romance of your life, and you figure it out. And then at Christmas, because Santa Claus interferes, it all works out.
And it's Christmas, and they all like something broke down in the big city, and they had to come home.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm with you. I'm not gonna say I haven't seen a few myself.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When it happens, and there's 2 times a year, it is at Christmas time, and when they have Christmas in July, we watch Christmas.
They do it again, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Hallmark does.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
So
you're like, yes, they do.
Yeah, yes, they do. And I hate to be weak like that, but I'll admit it. I like a good Hallmark.
That's
Christmas
not weak,
movie.
Timber. You're showing your heart.
I guess. If you meet me on the street, don't walk up and say nothing because I'm not gonna put up with it.
Well, your secret's safe with me, but I don't know about anybody else.
Fair enough. All right. Next word, Amazon.
Amazon's keeping stuff in our house these days, right? I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a big shopper, but probably almost everyone's relationship with Amazon has changed in the last year, I'm going to say. Like,
it's all purpose.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to just have something come to your door, isn't it?
I'll be the first one to tell you. If it comes to my mind and I'm thinking about it, and I could be walking down the street and I got my phone in my hand, I might press the buy button and let it come in 2 days. I am all about it.
Too easy.
Yes, I am an Amazon fan, but Amazon is telling. My thing is you're dealing with books, music video, and then every other thing you could think about.
Everything. Yeah. I don't know. And I'm very much like a buy local, support local, not the big guy. So it's kind of a love-hate. But then there's also things on Amazon that I buy that are from, like my sister lives in Montana. There's a gal there that makes face moisturizer. Like I would never buy from her if she wasn't on Amazon. So it's kind of like this weird back and forth where, you don't want the little guy to go under because of the big guy, but they also provide opportunities for the little guy across the country to come to your doorstep. So I don't know, it's a little bit different. I
agree with you. I am all about our local businesses, and if they can support. There's these weird nooks and crannies that Amazon has. But you know what? What's your favorite local business? Who do you like to frequent here in town?
Oh, holy smokes. That's a question. You're throwing me for a loop.
Well, I'm trying.
I'm trying to think because it's been so long.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Like right now, the gas station.
Quick Trip.
Yeah. Oh, you're throwing me, Timber. I love some of these little things that we've seen crop up, and maybe I don't frequent them as much as I should or whatever, but like Soiree or Market Boutique downtown, just the little sort of gifty things. But then you go on the other side of it and you think about in the last couple of years, Thunderbird Bakery. I don't know if you've bought their sourdough, but he kind of started at the farmer's market and now he has a full-fledged business that he does. So, supporting local can go a long way.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of Sourdough Bakery.
Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They don't have a storefront. They have like a warehouse kitchen facility, but you can get it online. You can get it, and some of the local, I think Wagner Market maybe sells it. And, they distribute to other like coffee shops, things like that, but they make great sourdough bread.
That's pretty good, huh?
And cinnamon rolls.
Facts. Bruh. All right. You know what? Now that you say that, I can't wait for the farmer's market to come back.
Yes, I was just thinking about that.
Yeah. That was a discussion this morning. Something between farmer's markets and rummage sales.
Yeah. Rummage sales.
Look, I miss rummage sales. I am a rummage fanatic.
Are you? You're looking for that one treasure you don't know you're looking for? Or like, what is it?
Oh, no. I just love cheap.
Oh.
It ain't that complex. The rummage sale is the greatest deal there is.
Okay.
I'm definitely that. Let me walk up the driveway, say hello, look around, find that treasure for $1.10.
All right.
It makes me happy. And look, everybody's happy because you know what? They're happy it's not going back into their house.
It's the reduce, reuse, recycle that makes everyone happy, right? They're repurposing that to make you happy for $1.
Hey, I'm telling you, I might be the greenest person in Oshkosh if you count my rummage sale.
There you go. There's nothing wrong with that. No. I get excited when I go to one and they have vinyl. You buy records. I'm like, what have they got? I've had some good finds at rummage sales.
I have too. With vinyl, you're right. Every once in a while, it's the it's not the rummage sale, it's the estate sale where the vinyl pops up.
Yes. That's where we do a little call out to our friend Kyle, like, watch out for that stuff.
That's right. Shout out to Kyle out there.
Yeah.
All right. Vacations.
Yes, please. Yeah, vacation spot. Like, I think everybody's probably thinking, where can I go? Where can I go? And things like free up a little bit and it's not weird to fly. Or New Orleans. That's our spot.
Yeah.
We love the UP. We go up there every chance we get for a long weekend. Or I love Lake Superior, but there's just something in New Orleans you don't get anywhere else. Any other city in this country is just, I don't know. And I thought about them through the pandemic too. They thrive and live on restaurants and bars and public entertainment. And
they really do.
Man, I saw some videos just of people posting when everything locked down the first time, and it looked like a ghost town. You look at like Jackson Square, French Quarter, and it's just, there's nobody. And how weird. Like, I just want to get back there. I miss the food and the music. And I went there like 2 years ago. My parents took me and my wife, and I just love the energy of the city. It is. It's so different, isn't it? It is different. It is different. And it doesn't feel like the South either. No. It's its own feeling. It doesn't even feel like you're in the United States almost. Like, there's just such a blend of culture and the food, I mean, it's Creole and it's Southern and it's Haitian, and it is like all this weird melting pot of things, and then the music and it's I don't know. You can't explain it, and I think most people think about Mardi Gras or Bourbon Street or, getting hammered or something. It's so much more than that. It really is. I will say that it is one of the few places I've gone, being from Wisconsin, where I could be as Wisconsin as I wanted to be, and they didn't blink an eye at it because that was the norm. Yeah, oh, heck yeah. You're probably tame. I could walk down the street with a libation, and that was good. That was fantastic. Yeah, because there's somebody doing something like 20 times weirder than you on the next corner. Probably. And I love the music. Yes. It's amazing. Okay. What about you?
All I can say for vacations is yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. And I'm figuring it out. I don't know where that's going to be, but it's going to be somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait. Not quite there yet. Right now, I just had a Bon Jovi moment in my mind where I just wanted to be like, I'm halfway there.
Living on a prayer.
Almost. So we'll get there. Vacation. That'll be an episode. Music.
Can I say yes, please again?
Yes, you can.
I am all over the place, honestly. New Orleans talking about jazz. I love, blues. I love heavy metal. I love, old classic rock. I probably could sing along on top 40. I like country. Like, I just like everything.
All right.
And maybe that's, I don't know, maybe it says I'm not, I don't know. I just like to listen to all of it. Every different thing is for a different mood or a different experience or a different time or whatever. But I guess that's another thing that I love Oshkosh for. The music scene here is great. And I can't wait to open that back up in full swing. The farmers market, like you said, just the fact that there's live music down there, and I don't know, the jazz orgy, how long? I mean, that thing has been going for 20 plus years, has been a staple in this community.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I'm not going to lie. I've made my fair share of nights, both at Peabody's and Beckett's.
Yeah.
And, I'm hoping, when things fully open up, that we just get back to being the Kosh.
Yeah, I feel for our musicians.
I do too.
And Dr. Kickbutt, that's like a almost 20 plus year staple of the community too. And, I don't know. Music, that's what I think of when I think music is.
I wonder if we can pull off that music festival this year.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Did you hear they're doing a thing at Menominee Park now on Wednesdays?
No.
It's down the shelter that's down by the train, the little kids train.
Yes.
They're bringing in microbreweries from around and music, and it's bring your family and come on down. I don't know. It's like middle of the weeknight once a month or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that's new info to me. Hopefully that's new info to the Kosh listeners. If we can find out anything else about that, we will be sure to include that.
Yeah, maybe I saw it on the Menominee Park Facebook page. I think maybe posted it, but
okay.
Yeah, check it out. It's right in the neighborhood, right?
Right. We will check it out. Okay. We are going to move on to our next segment. Are you ready for that?
Let's do it.
Okay, the next segment is the Naughty / Heroes Corner, and that's where you get an opportunity to nominate somebody to the Naughty / Heroes Corner. So, what are you feeling over there, Nicole?
Well, I'm not going to be the first to put anyone in the naughty corner.
I had someone ask me that an episode or two ago, and they were like, has anybody ever picked anybody for the naughty corner? I was like, no. And they were like, I'm not going to be the first. So.
I really want to know who I'm listening so that I can be there when I hear who the first person is and who's there on their naughty list.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
Now, I'm going to do a weird thing
with
the heroes list, because we have exposure to like things that are visible and things that are really amazing that people are doing in this community. And, like the Heroes of Oshkosh and Rodney, and, we've talked about them several times and you have on your show.
Yes.
I'm going to put just the under the radar volunteer on the heroes list.
Under radar volunteer.
Yeah.
Explain.
There are folks that go to the food pantry and stuff backpacks with food so that kids can bring home food that are food insecure for the weekend. Or you have people that go down to the, Oshkosh Humane Society and just walk dogs, because these dogs, they need socialization. They need to be walked, and you can't just do that with the small number of people that this nonprofit has on their payroll. And just, there are so many things that good people do in this community that are just under the radar, and they do it because they love the community and they want to help lift people up. And so I'm going to put those folks on the heroes list. There's one thing I love. I call it like that we do, or that I know have friends that do. And I guess if I were to call it something, it would be like party with a purpose.
Right.
Because we all like to have parties. But there's even like a group of our friends, Norm's parents, have hosted a dog party for almost 20 years, where it just became the first time like a summer afternoon at their house, and bring your dogs and we'll all hang out. And it grew into this thing by like the second or third year, where we raise money for the Humane Society.
What?
So we go out, we have fun, it's just us group of friends, and there's probably 20 dogs, and, wine and food and beer, and we hang out all day. But we have like donations from businesses. Another shout out, these community businesses that just donate like gift certificates. We buy raffle tickets, and all the money goes to the Humane Society. Like just that party with a purpose thing is so cool. I think it's a cool way for people to realize they can collectively, gather their efforts and make a bigger difference. Or
no ifs, ands, or buts. I really like that.
Yeah.
The low key volunteer.
Yeah, like I said, it's almost 20 years, and I bet there's thousands that we've accumulated that we've given just because we want to all get together with our dogs and drink wine.
That just sounds like a happy place.
Right.
Dogs, wine, smiles.
Yeah.
Really can't go wrong with that combination. All right. And I'm just going to put it out there right now for our Kosh listeners. If you heard the sirens in the back, that lets you know that, yes, we were recording at noon in Oshkosh, and that was the emergency siren.
We're not in the basement. We didn't have to run to the basement.
We didn't have to run to the basement. There is no danger happening. All right. So now this is the good part. We're going to move into the main topic. And Nicole, you chose as your main topic of the week, cooperative economic model. Now, when you first said this, I didn't, I had a question mark on my face because I didn't know what that quite was. So can you explain?
Yeah. And don't turn it off, everybody. It's good stuff.
Oh, no.
Like, ooh, economic. No. So your show, being that it highlights the community and all the good things that happen in this community, that's the first thing that came to mind was the co-op, and particularly the economic model of member-owned cooperatives. So there's something really exciting happening in Oshkosh right now that's actually been happening for many years, and is finally coming into like the public eye, and that's the Oshkosh Food Co-op. But I think what a lot of people don't understand maybe is just to back it up and like, what is a member-owned cooperative? And it's like the coolest thing that a lot of people just maybe aren't aware of, because why would you have a conversation about that with anybody? But it really is a business that's created by pooling the funds of the community, and the community owns that business, and therefore everything stays in the community. It's not the model of, I'm this guy with a bunch of money and I'm going to put some money down and get a loan from the bank, and this is my business and everyone's going to work for me. The co-op model is, we as a community would like to see this, and I maybe have $100, but collectively we have millions and we can make this happen. So the co-op, selfishly, I'm shouting out to them because I was on the board for 5 years, and this actually started in 2013, and now this year they're breaking ground and they're going to open this fall.
So was and let's clarify for the listeners, if you don't mind. The co-op we're talking about, are we talking about the food co-op?
Yes, the Oshkosh Food Co-op.
Okay, and that's actually been going on for 5 years?
2013. I was on the board for 5 years, so it was a couple of years in motion when I sat, and then I stepped down from my seat. COVID time last year.
Okay.
Just because of some other projects I had going on at work. And because it's a long journey. You're trying to organize a community and get the community to buy in. So it's long and it's hard, but at the end of it, you have a community that's totally engaged in what you're doing. So, with the food co-op, and if you think about it, maybe people don't know, but like credit unions are cooperatives. That credit union is not owned by some shareholder on Wall Street with, a board of directors that own 80% of that financial institution. It's owned by the members that have their accounts there. So, if you open an account at a credit union, you pay $5. You own that credit union. Everybody pays $5, and that's part of the cooperative model, is that it's equitable. It's one voice, one vote, one equitable share. Everybody's equally owned and has an equal voice. So, with the co-op, the food co-op specifically, I mean, when you're talking about our farmers market, the vibrancy and just the local producers that we have in such a small area surrounding this community is amazing.
Yes,
I mean, from everything from like the artisans to the gals that sell their flowers to, just the local farmers, and really with food co-ops, because it's owned by the community, it's still a grocery store. You still go there, you buy your toilet paper that has 6 rolls of toilet paper on it, and all that other stuff. But they typically have, like, I believe Oshkosh, their goal is to have at least 20% of all of their product is local, within 100 miles of Oshkosh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
that's interesting.
Yeah. So you're lifting up your community at the same time. You're supporting this business that is completely local, and the money is going right back into the community.
Right.
And it's just such a great model. And it, like I said, everybody, when I talk to people, sometimes they're like, oh, this is taking so long. Why is this taking so long? And the journey from start to finish is typically like 7 to 10 years, because it does take that long to organize a community to something that is a multi-million-dollar effort, But yeah, it's amazing. Everybody puts in $180. You own part of the co-op, and this is a multi-million-dollar business that's inclusive. You don't have to be a member to shop there and get your groceries there. It's just something that the community wants to be able to sustain that sort of offering in the community that gives back more fully to the community.
Yes, and I love the location of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that truly is, like, for definition, a centralized food desert.
It is.
Right there.
Yeah. And that was intentional, whether the process was, it wasn't just, let's go get members and talk to people. They were very intentional behind the process, and the business plan and the market study, and hiring experts from around the country, and learning that there was a food desert in this area. And what that really means is that there's low access to transportation to get to a grocery store, and people that can't, their hours for work or something maybe don't allow them to take public transportation or whatever. So they're doing a lot of their grocery shopping at gas stations.
Right.
That.
I'm not going to lie. Quick Trip does serve the call on a lot of things.
They do. And I mean, they have fresh produce. What gas stations really have a lot of that section where you can get potatoes and onions and bananas. Right. And so, yeah, I love it because I love what it's going to do for local producers, the local economy. Co-ops are very environmentally aware, bulk sections where there's lower waste. They typically pay really good compensation packages for their employees for wage and benefits and things like that. And the money goes back. If you're going to donate part of your profits or help support your community, if you're owned by the community, it's going to stay right here. It's not going to go somewhere outside of your community, so it's powerful.
It is powerful. I didn't understand fully how that works, but comparing it to a credit union, shout out to Oshkosh Community Credit Union. That's my credit union for years. I got love for y'all.
Hey, you're a co-op guy. You're a co-op guy.
But I mean, it's very curious because I have been curious about it, and I've been invited to some of the presentations about it, but even then I didn't even have a full understanding. So, I mean, now the building is getting built, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Is it possible to still get in on the co-op?
Oh, absolutely. It's never ending.
Never ending.
Yeah. It really just is never ending. There's always... And right now we're at kind of a pivotal point. We hit like the 1,500 member mark, which was the goal to be able to open the store. And, it just has to keep going from there. You just want to be able to sustain keeping it here in the community, you know.
Right. And it's and if I heard you correctly, it's $180 investment to be a member of the co-op.
Yes, you are a member owner at $180, and it's a one and done.
One and done.
They do have a monthly plan, like for $11 a month for 18 months.
So you can do a payment plan to become a member of the co-op. What else happens when you are a member of the co-op?
So when you're a member, you, like I said, anyone can shop there. So you could shop there if you were not a member, but it really becomes that cooperative model of you own the co-op then. So, you know, when you vote for your board of directors every year, one vote, one share, you know, everyone gets a vote, a say. You have a bigger voice because it's locally owned. You know, you have a bigger voice because your board supports you as the community, as the owners. You know, I think about it sometimes in terms of actually working at a credit union versus maybe I worked at a factory or a big bank or something. You know, at work, you try to like please your boss, you know, your boss is the community. Like you have to support the direction that community wants to go in, really.
That's powerful.
So there's a lot of food co-ops that have been around number of years, where if you are an owner of the co-op, you might get a dividend if they've gone into the black. You know, it takes a long time to economically, you know, financially get yourself stable, but they might reward members with a dividend based on how much they spend in a year at the food co-op. They might they offer loans, so if you want to invest money, you get some interest back. You know, they become an investment vehicle for you. So
that's interesting.
Yeah. It's just I just love it because it's super cool that one person can make a difference to the tune of getting everyone else to come along and make a difference too. Like,
I think that's just an interesting model. And, I mean, I got love for all the other grocery stores in town, particularly my wife celebrates Piggly Wiggly. They can do no wrong. Piggly Wiggly walks on water in our household. Mark and Sue, shout out.
Yes. I used to live right over there, and my little girl, when she was a stroller age, we would walk to get our groceries from Piggly Wiggly.
But I mean, I do like the concept of this co-op, and I'm not gonna lie, you know, it's on my way to work, so I drive past it and I've watched it get built, and I'm looking at this, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm really curious about the apartments that are gonna be on top, because they sound like they're gonna be pretty nice. And, you know, I'm not ready to give up owning a home, but if I did, that looks like a pretty good location.
Yeah, for sure.
But I just didn't understand, even with the presentations, I didn't understand what I didn't understand. So I'm appreciate this. What else do Kosh listeners need to know about this co-op? That maybe, you know, the regular person we just don't get.
Yeah, I would say, like, when it opens, just check it out. You know, if you're curious, they feel different. It sounds like a weird thing to say, like a grocery store is a grocery store, you know, and I love all of our grocery stores in the area, but a little bit of, like, there's pride or loyalty, and like, this is the grocery store that I helped make or I own, and they feel different. They're like almost like a gathering space. And it's weird to walk through some co-ops and see the apples, and the farmer is listed right there that grew your apples, and they're just up the road.
They're going to have a space inside of that co-op, aren't they, for the community, kind of like some rooms or...
I believe that was the plan when I was there. I can't speak to a lot of that because I've been off the board for a year, but community is a big part of the cooperative principles. You know, it's care for your community. It's help co-ops. There's economic participation, which is your share. But yes, there's education is a cooperative principle. So the idea at one point, and like I said, I can't speak to that, but was to have a space where community members could use that space for whatever it might be, whatever it was, you know, cooking classes, or let's learn how to make soap or, or you just need a meeting space. Like it really is a cool gathering space. If you ever go through a town that has a co-op, I would recommend just go in there and buy an apple or something. It's just,
always just go check it out.
Yeah.
It's worth checking it out.
And they're all different because they all serve their specific communities. So they all feel a little bit different too.
Okay. Wow.
And it's food. You
can't go wrong with food.
Right.
Right. Yes, please.
Yeah. Yes, please. And just supporting your farmer. We all love the farmers market. What a great way to give them another avenue to support their farm. You hear how many farms have struggled this past year, or like you could help your neighbor directly,
I love it. I love it. And you know what? This conversation has definitely motivated me. I can afford $11 a month.
Yay. It sounds like you might have to convince your wife that it's going to be great. She can still go to Piggly Wiggly.
Wait, first of all, look, we will always go to Piggly Wiggly.
Okay, yeah. No judgment.
That Marcus Sue, we are super loyal, but we can do both.
Yes,
there's enough, there's enough to go around,
I mean, right now we got our stuff. We go to this grocery store because they have that thing, and then we have to go to the other grocery store because they have the other thing. Like there's plenty of love to go around.
Yes, there is. And for me personally, that is a nice, convenient location. Yeah. Kind of central in Oshkosh, the Kosh, and I'm eager. I'm super eager to actually see it when it's all finished.
Oh, you and me both.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic. Well, you know what? Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am so glad that this was today's topic.
Really? See, it's not nerdy at all, is it? I was so worried. I'm like, who wants to talk about cooperative economic model?
Oh, no. Cooperative economic models. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I wanted to have someone to talk about the food co-op. And so when you said cooperative economic model, I didn't know that that's where we were going to go. This here, we landed somewhere that I was hoping to go, because I know out there in the Kosh and listeners, there's a lot of questions, and they're super curious. And so I hope that this helped to answer some of that.
Yeah. Well, you should invite them on. I'll give you their info, but I don't know.
All right,
kind of passionate.
So anybody who's currently on the food co-op board, you got a personal invite to come sit down at the Kosh, and I would love to have a conversation with you, because I can tell you right now, I have gotten multiple emails at askthekosh@gmail.com about the food co-op and having someone on. So this sounds like a conversation that needs to expand a little more, and so we can understand a little more.
Yeah. And in the meantime, check out their website. There's so much information out there, and the story over these past years is just incredible. The number of people that have put a hand in this and, just hit the pavement and talk to people, and it's amazing.
What is that? Do you know that email off the top of your head?
So the website is OshkoshFoodCoop.com.
Okay.
And I think it's, I don't know the email off the top of my head, but obviously it's on the website. And they have a Facebook page. They got Instagram page, all of that. I will include that website in the podcast notes, so we'll make sure that people can connect to it. Hey, thank you, Timber. Well, it is. We're going to start wrapping things up here. This is that time. I just want to say, as you listen to the show, I appreciate everybody who's been listening. I want to let some of y'all know we've hit some milestones on the show. We've hit some listens. When I first started doing this, I didn't dream that I really thought I would have like 2-3 listeners. 2 of those was going to be my parents. 1 was going to be my wife. But we have grown, and there's an interest out there. We have had over 500 listens of shows. People are interested, and I am grateful because I care that you care. And there's a lot to be said for that. So to all those Kosh listeners out there and all those in the community, thank you. Thank you for being supportive. We appreciate you here at the Kosh. So, and know this, anyone can be on the Kosh. Is that right? Is that right? Apparently that's absolutely correct. Right?
Nicole is a person who has sent me a few emails about the Kosh and what she has thought about the show. And that turned into, hey, guess what? You're going to be a guest.
Like, I don't know who cares what I have to say, but I love the show. So I guess thank you, Timber, because you've been our little respite on Sunday mornings with our coffee. And I love that your platform is like the awesome things that people are doing around here.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
There's so many good things that happen around here that go unnoticed, or we notice them, but we don't stop to really think about them. Like, thank you for doing that.
We should celebrate what we have.
Heck yeah.
And we have a lot here in the Kosh.
We do.
So, any questions, any comments, anything you want to share? No, we are a growth project. I listen, and those out there who have sent me emails know, guess what? I do email you back. I do take the time.
Yeah, careful with that.
Hey, no, it's wide open. I've had people agree. I've had people disagree. It's all over the place, and I do appreciate it because at the end of the day, it's a conversation, and that's what we need. If we're not talking, we're not growing, and if we're not growing, we're not doing a good job of being a community.
Amen.
Amen. So send those questions, comments to askthekosh@gmail.com. Once again, that is askthekosh@gmail.com. All right. We're going to roll into what I like to think is one of my favorite parts, and I hope the guests love this too. It is the shout-outs and promotions portion, particularly the shout-outs. Nicole, who you want to shout out?
Well, I feel like I spent the last 10 minutes doing it, but shout out to the Oshkosh Food Co-op, that board, the hundreds of volunteers over the past 8 years. Those guys are tireless, and it is amazing how this has come from $500 seed grant to what's going to be a multi-million-dollar business that supports the community. So shout out to all of them. I don't know, Mike at home, because he puts up with me.
Shout out to Mike.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, double shout out. Especially when you're cooped up together for over a year. He's a patient man. And I don't know. Just I guess this community that has persevered. All of the bartenders and waitresses and waiters and musicians, and we are persevering. We are almost there. Like, shout out to just. We're going to keep going. It's going to be better.
I agree. When we come on the other side of this, we have no choice but to be better.
And we're going to have a hell of a good time.
Oh, yeah. Feel free to send all invites to Ask the Kosh. Because I'll show up with the wife. We ready to have a good time. Look, I'm 2 shots in. She's 1 shot in. In a month or 2, we ready. We are ready. Okay.
For the other sort of shots?
Yes, we're going to switch from arm shots to those that sit in front of you.
There you go.
I would like to send some shout outs to people. My shout outs one is to Brianne. Brianne, thank you for reaching out. I appreciate the things that you had to say, some of the suggestions. To Brian Munch. Brian Munch, hey, I appreciate you, my man. He listens to the shows. He always gives me his mindset, and I do appreciate that. And to Shoreview Lanes, you know what? Look, Shoreview. There's a young lady down in Shoreview, and we do every Wednesday. Shoreview has $5 all you can bowl from 5 to 8, right?
Oh, well, there you go.
And we use it as a networking opportunity for our student veterans, right?
Cool.
As a way to connect. And there's only one person that typically works. And we had a rather larger than normal group the past week. And there's a young lady down there that she never gets frustrated.
Aww.
And it's only her. So I just want her to know, hey, your hard work is appreciated. And Shoreview Lanes, thank you for hosting us every week with great service, great bowling, and great pizza. We appreciate you.
That's awesome.
All right.
Should we collectively shout out to our church family?
Oh, yeah. Look, shout out to.
Yeah, Smash, we miss you. A2, keep them coming.
Oh,
Ernie, Kyle.
I just say Crankies.
Yeah, it's.
To the Crankies fam, Amy, Scott,
Yeah.
You know, Bird, Lauren. Yep. Most definitely to everyone.
Dang.
Yeah. It stings, but we will find a new church.
Yeah, we're going to figure it out.
We're going to figure it out. All right. Parting words of wisdom. All right.
It's pretty heavy stuff.
Really? Come on now. It is not that heavy. Nicole, what do you got? But you know what? Bless us. Bless us with something wise.
Oh, gosh. You know, if I were to give someone some words of wisdom, I would say, like, as you get older and you kind of settle into yourself a little more, like, to always do everything from a place of love. I think that's the thing I keep learning, and you have to keep learning it the older, you're constantly learning and teaching yourself. But if you do everything just from a place of love, whether it's love your neighbor, love yourself, love the environment, like, I just don't feel like you can ever go wrong. When things start to go wrong is when you start to do things from a place of fear or the unknown or anxiety or, anger. Like, if you just start from a place of love, that's my wisdom. I just don't think you can go wrong.
And I don't think you can go wrong with that advice.
Thanks.
All right. It is that time. Thank you all, Kosh listeners, for tuning in for another week. We appreciate you. This has been amazing. How do you feel, Nicole?
I feel great.
Yeah, this is a good time.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
No. Hey, for all of those out there, another week, another interesting guest, the Kosh.